feel like I wanted to start off this reading by saying, hey, soul sister, hey, soul brother, because, honey, whoever I'm talking to, manifesting this finds the right people at the right time, you have a soul within you that shines through. And I know how out of place that may have made you feel throughout your life, especially for a lot of you guys that tapped into this so young. Regardless of whether your gender that, you're watching this here, there is this divine feminine essence. There is this respect for the mother, okay? Some of you guys could truly believe, like, when you do talk about God, that it is a mother type of energy coming up here, okay? A respect for nature, for the earth, for, I'm hearing like God's creations. This energy, I haven't felt this in a reading yet, okay? But I know that this collective, there is this deep spiritual transformation and elevation that's happening here, okay? And you have been doing so much divine feminine healing, all right? And I keep hearing this like deep thank you, thank you, okay? I'm picking up like thank yous from your ancestors, thank you from other people's ancestors, all right? You guys, there's so many thank yous. Like, you guys, honestly, not to tap into the superficial part, but, and I feel like all of a sudden I wanted to put my hand over like my solar plexus here, because you don't even realize how much the conversations, like how much, and spirit was showing me swords, okay? I literally like randomly saw, and I knew it was like a sign for me. I was like out and I saw this girl with this portrait. It just happened to be really big in front of my face, this little girl, and she looked me dead in the eyes, and it had a sword. It was like a sword with a heart. And it's like, you guys are just the people that have known the right things to say, even if you feel like it was, the like it was the smallest conversations, okay, or you didn't even say a lot. You have just your presence, you being there. And I feel like it's because if this reading is truly for you, you're not that much of a judgmental person. I do feel like, because there is great power in your love and your kindness and in the things you have said and what you have shared, there also is going to be a lot of passion. I'm not saying that you have, never had moments or you've always said, the right thing, especially when I feel like this collective, I do feel like you guys are very sensitive souls. So, because you may not have felt that deep receptivity here, okay, or, felt the same love that you have given out all the time, okay, in many different forms, whether it be romantic or platonic, you may have gotten defensive. You may have gone through like times of just, being more in the darker mode here, okay, kind of fateless, especially when it came to humanity. But I just feel like you are just, as I'm staring at this like puppy here, okay, and dogs could be significant animals. I know if you're watching this, you have a soft spot for animals. Like, there's just a love. And it's like, I'm hearing that quote, you don't hate people, you love people, you have just been hurt. But you guys are deep lovers. You are lovers. You are, if this reading is truly for you, like no matter how upset you are, angry, maybe it scares you, maybe your sensitivity, maybe, the way that you care scares you, because you see all, the other spectrum of things, of these people that look like they're winning because they are cold, because they are rootless here, because they're more into like drama cycles, because they're willing to, do all these different things, maybe, for their appearance, all these like different things, right? And you just never really, like, I feel like you feel kind of like stupid, like you feel stupid if you just at this point on your journey try to be something that you are not, okay? Maybe some of you guys just had like a recent revelation about, maybe friendships or social groups, or I feel like you're the person that's like, you know what, like, have compassion, you truly understand deep compassion, and maybe that scared you, but I do feel like you are the one that's like, listen, I just choose, like, whether or not, and I keep hearing God here, okay? So, you guys may still be conflicted about your spirituality, and I'm not going to tell you what to believe or what is, but there's still that kind of surrender to the light of like, you know what, let me do the right thing. Like, maybe if I was a different person, maybe if I was set up differently, You know, maybe, maybe I would have gotten certain material things, or, my life would have looked a certain way, but I just don't feel like you guys represent fake love. You're not willing to do it. You're not willing to fake who you are. And I do, maybe there is just this higher understanding of karma. Okay, I do. And it's like, truly, I'm hearing this sensitivity is going to save you. Like, it's saving not only other people's lives, but it truly is saving you for the future to come. Like, it is saving, I'm hearing your plans, I'm hearing higher manifestations, higher blessings coming in. All right, so many channels here. I was like, just in terms of like channeled messages, I was getting like these strong feminine voices here. Miley Cyrus was coming up, and it was like, I heard Can't Be Tamed. Okay. Her, HER, and Ariana Grande, specifically, Safety Net. That song, Safety Net, coming up. And it's like, it's so interesting because I do feel like I'm talking to a collective that has dealt with a lot of rejection. And finally, what's about to happen? First thing I'm hearing is there are manifestations right now that are kind of speeding towards you. Spirit is showing me like motorcycles. They've been showing me like racetracks coming up here. And it's like, I'm hearing elevation. Like, God is about to elevate you. The divine, your angels here are about to elevate you. And it's really because no matter what situations you have went through, okay, you have always alchemized it. You have always stayed true to your heart, and you haven't gone through anything easy. All right, I'm seeing like, you may have gone through situations, but seeing a lot of people that got chosen over you, get chosen over you. You may have dealt with a lot of ego situations. You may have dealt with getting hurt by people you deeply cared about, getting hurt in very reckless ways, okay? I'm seeing some of you guys, you dealt with serial daters, you dealt with people you really believed in, and, it kind of went left, but it's like, no matter what it was, it's like your heart was truly solid. You never fully became the things that hurt you. All right. And I know that left you in this space of this maze of feeling kind of like lost and confused, because you're like, okay, I do feel like I have this heart of gold. I do feel like I'm willing to improve and have this faith and also be receptive, to positive messages and good things. But then what about me? Is it that good ones never win? Like, what about me? Am I just here to give and be generous and be this kind soul, and then just, that's it? No, absolutely not. Okay. Because that's why they were showing me, I think, this like Ariana Grande essence here, where it's like, you are an incredibly sweet, genuine soul, but you're about to see, okay, how you being aligned in the right rooms with the right opportunities. And I know Spirit is also saying, like, when your manifestations come, it may look like it doesn't come exactly how you want it to. It may look like it doesn't come, when you want it to, but it always does come in right. No. Like, when you ask for things, it always does come in right. Truly, you give it to God, to the divine, your angels here, and they tune it up for you. They spruce it up. They, check other people, check their surroundings, all right? There's a lot going on behind the scenes when it comes to you. And it may be still hard for you to believe that, but I'm hearing the next blessing that comes in, you're going to see that. All right? But yeah, it's like, I'm hearing a lot of you, like, you were just talking to the wrong people, because you're about to be in environments here, in spaces, and the way that you're going to be celebrated, the way that you are going to be given so much grace and so much compassion. Some of you guys still struggle with being very hard on yourself. You're going to be like, oh my God, I was like, truly, I just wasn't in the right space. Okay, and some of you guys are struggling still with like a fear of being seen and heard, but there's something about the people that's being guided towards you right now. There's something about where you're being guided towards. And it's like, quite literally, you just being saturated in the right environments, you having the right conversations will completely shift your self-concept. And I'm not saying that you like, absolutely affirm, reprogram your mind for yourself. Okay, but everyone deserves this level of loyalty. Dogs are always a sign of support here. Okay. And it's because you give it back. You've proven that to yourself. The way that you love, you've proven that to yourself. You give it back. You are also willing to learn. You're willing to grow. Some of you guys are the type of people that you've apologized. You've dealt with so many guilt, apologized for things you didn't even do. All right, just to hold on to some people in your life, okay? You know your stories, not shaming you at all, but maybe you have begged. Maybe you have chased. Maybe you have tried, but it's like, you're finally going to align in these spaces here. I'm also hearing projects could be significant here, all right? It could be digital spaces, but I do feel like it will absolutely align with the physical, where it's like kind of effortless. They just want you, all right? There could be a relationship here. I was picking up a lot of love vibes, a relationship here coming in. And it's like, you're going to be like, oh my God. I'm hearing tension headaches that could be significant. I literally have gone through hoops. I have, like, the mazes that I was in, the people that made me feel too much, too crazy. All right. Like, some of you guys have fully, all these sirens could be a sign as well. I'm all seeing 666. I just heard the song I Need Your Love. I need your love. EDM could be significant, all right? But it's like, the ways that you have felt so insecure, you have been so hard on yourself because of these karmic energies. I'm not taking accountability, away from your like inner child healing, because that also helps, unfortunately, like attract those energies. But it's like, the way that these connections, okay, all these sirens off, so I hope everything's okay. But the way, all right, literally, caring heart, the way that these connections here, okay, are going to just be so accepting and understanding. And some of you guys, there's already like a friend that you were talking to. This could be like a recent friendship that came into your life, or a connection, all right? Or you're already starting to attract these energies. Cats could be intuition here, so there could be like, I'm hearing like, I dreamt about you, or just being very telepathically in tune, or just really into like spiritually soulful connections here. You're gonna be like, dude, no, like nothing was that wrong with me. I'm not saying you didn't have things to improve, but truly, I was around people and environments that made me feel like crap. Like, truly, they felt like crap and they made me feel like crap. And this is not to shame you. I don't want you to get into spirals of how much time you have lost, okay? Because I truly feel like these experiences, and Spirit kept saying like, you're about to make memories. These experiences that you're about to have, you're really not going to be crying over spilled milk, okay? It's going to be so right, so in alignment. It's going to be so clear that you were getting help behind the scenes, okay? That the universe truly was was aligning you, that God was hearing your prayers, all right? That your prayers was heard, that you were getting help, all right? I'm also hearing things are about to get easier. It's about to get easier, whether it's energetically, okay, you just being easier on yourself, or solutions coming in, you getting support, but there is an energy of ease coming in for you. Spirit wants to make sure I deliver this message and I don't forget it. You guys have literally stopped people from making some really drastic decisions, whether or not they have told you that. Okay, so we have this transformation in the reverse here. We also have the power of words in the reverse, and we have soul family in the reverse, okay? So these were people that I feel like truly, they may not have told you this, or maybe they have genuinely never met anyone like you, okay? Like, that conversation, I keep seeing you guys physically somewhere, like even you just talking to a stranger, like having a laugh, like that could have been some of their worst days, okay? You have this natural healing vibration, and Spirit keeps saying never be ashamed. I'm not saying don't have boundaries, but do not be ashamed of how you love and how you care. There are people wishing that they had, your contact, or they could find you again. And that's gonna come up here, all right? Because I keep seeing people from your past, even people that you had, just in passing moments, like coming up. Like, Spirit is gonna make sure that you know the impact that you have had on people's lives. Could even be people you went to school with that said, hey, like, you may not remember this, but that time, that we talked, or that time, like, that meant so much to me. Okay. Listen, there's a lot of collectives, and I feel like spiritual people, and call it the fact that I have a Libra moon, and I am very much like, I really do see things from a higher perspective. I feel like when people have air in their chart, they're able to detach and just have this like, even like a Sagittarius or an Aquarius vibration, this understanding of human nature here that's like, none of us are perfect. You know, that doesn't mean you put up with anything, but that means that you allow people to grow, you allow people to change, you know that ish happens. And that's me. Okay, I'm not, I know a lot of readers are very much like cut off and get rid of and da 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 and your energy and detox and all these different things. That's not who I am. It's not who I am, because I have not always been a perfect person. And, you know, it just, I truly have had personally a lot of relationships, including family members in my life, that have grown and changed and tried. Okay, so little orb just flew up there. So that's just who I am, right? So I feel like if you are watching this, energy doesn't lie, you know that about yourself. And let me tell you, when you do have a vibration here that is understanding, all right, especially if you're going to talk about any type of God, or if you want to talk about Jesus here, and that does not mean that you hold the door open for anything. That doesn't mean you don't speak. And you have to be very honest with yourself too, with if your throat chakra is open, if you are speaking. Okay, I think the level of ghosting culture and blocking culture, the way it's normalized, is cowardice, and it's extremely not only traumatizing. Okay, I don't like it. I don't like it very much. I think that those are situations that should be reserved for more serious situations here. All right, but most situations, especially when it comes to love, okay, that I have seen that it's so normalized, it's problematic. It truly is very, very problematic to invite people into your life in a very intimate way and not even be able to give them a proper, healthy, mature, final conversation saying like, you know, like it's what all these sirens. I'm going to keep going, but that could be a sign. That could be a sign here, all right? But I feel like whenever I hear sirens or alarms, it's like, get ready. It's very much that get ready type of vibe, you know? And yeah, you guys have to get ready because you have a lot of this distracting energy. You've taken back a lot of your power. And I do want to say, when you thought that you took back your power, sorry, the sirens is a sign of also help, healers. Okay, it's like the rise, the phoenix rising of the healers. This is where the good ones win. That's what I just heard. But when you took back your power, you may have thought that it was going to look in a different way. You may have thought that taking back your power was at some point, especially when you were really like mad or angry, and maybe if you guys are at that point still, okay, so this is finding you when it's meant to find you in your journey, but you may have thought that it was gonna look in a way of like perfectionism, and you know, you would be like this kind of like tight knit, super, like Spirit is showing me a corset, like this super structured type of person. Like you thought that you would actually be more rigid. All right. Why did I just see a vision of Dalmatians? I'm seeing the 101. Is that Cruella de Vil? Baby, like you thought, okay, that you were gonna be like that, like maybe, you know, at some point, and no, you're actually gonna feel kind of weird, especially if you guys grew up really quickly. It's like you're actually going to be caring less, okay, like caring less about things and shining the brightest you've ever, like you're actually going to be aligning with happiness and joy. And I've said this before in a reading, like you're gonna take pictures and videos and be smiling and laughing and actually having a good time. All right, going out and dancing, and like you, some of you guys, you haven't felt that energy in such a while. Maybe everything was like before, and there's no part, releasing is releasing, right? Everything within balance, and with this Libra energy, like moderation here, there's so much Venetian attraction, you know, energy coming up here, sacral energy. All right, like so you're about to be the hottest you've ever been. I'm just gonna say it. All right, and it's literally because like, and I'm hearing celebrate yourself. You're in this journey and you have been working with the divine, and it's like you're gonna feel, maybe you never thought that you could even have this balance where you could be passionate, where you could care about certain issues, you could continue to care about world issues, all right, but truly you're balancing out, but you also could be so light like a feather. Maybe you never thought that. Maybe you never thought, because you have been in such serious possessive, even like kind of toxic relationships here, and you're coming out of that mold. You never thought that you could have a balance of amazing connection. Some of you guys, you're meant to be loved worldwide, especially if you're a creator here and have so much going on. Like maybe you never, like you always felt like, okay, if this thing worked out for me, I need to be very happy with that, because I really don't think that I can have, all these amazing experiences. That's it, you know? But there is this level of balance, and I'm hearing categories, and, Spirit is showing me flowers blossoming. That's awakening for you here, and all that you deserve. Okay, all these beautiful, deserving experiences. And the way that you're about to have so many things going on, okay, that it's going to be clear that you're authentically, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have hiccups, but I gotta tell you, your vibration, what I feel as I'm channeling this reading, is going to be so, this reading out of all my readings, and I do a lot of soul work myself, but I know truly, and I want to see your comments down below if you resonate with this, you guys have been shifting. Your mind is about to get clearer, or you're at least feeling like things are going to get better. I don't want to shove that, down your throat if it's not completely authentic, right? But be honest with where you're at. Like, I want you to use the comment section to reflect. This is where I'm at. This is where I was last week. This is where I was last month. That doesn't mean everything in your physical reality is figured out, because actually, no, that's what I'm saying. Things, I do feel like solutions, like this is life, solutions will come in, but it's like your response to it. It's going to be very clear that you are going through this purge, this realignment, this spiritual purge, that you have been growing, that your mind, you've become so wise and mature and emotionally mature. Okay? Things genuinely will not affect you. You genuinely won't even attract or be aligned with the same things anymore. You will not. And a lot of you guys are not be entertained by the same things anymore. You're not. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of people that truly will want to learn from you. So some of you guys may decide to go into mentorships or readings yourself here, okay? Some of you, you're meant to speak at seminars. You're meant to speak at schools. Maybe there's even physical classes that you will take, that you will do. I'm hearing student and teacher. So maybe this could go both ways. Maybe you want to expand your mind as well. And it's like, hey, like there's a lot of, I'm hearing, do not limit yourself. You are going into this time, and it's this weird paradox, because a lot of things are happening in the world right now, right? And it's like, yeah, a lot of things are happening in the world. And I do feel like, I don't bypass over here. So you're very aware. And a lot of you guys, if you have this heart, you would be a humanitarian as well. Okay, so you could be speaking up, you could be posting. And it's like this energy, and I feel like that's why this lightning is coming up here. Okay, and even the people that you're attracting in your life, like they're gonna be equally as passionate. Like this is like, that's what I mean. Like you're soulful. You're truly the essence of a spiritual being. You are soulful, you are passionate. Sometimes you're a little messy, like sometimes you're like, like you are fully the human experience that is on a higher alignment, that's willing to grow. Okay, a higher self is not a destination, it is growth. It is a process. You are on the process here of growth and divinity here, of betterment. Okay, so that doesn't mean you're always going to say the right thing. That doesn't mean you're always going to do the right thing, but it doesn't mean, and it doesn't mean that you're not above like correction and learning. Okay, and yeah, so Spirit, there is like this spark here that I feel like you're like, okay, even when the world looked an illusion way more in balance, or maybe we just knew less information, right? Even when it looked that way, you were still trying to cling on, okay, to these storylines. You were still just trying to be like, okay, if I have this, if I have a relationship or whatever, the job, like I'll be good. And it just feels like the universe never let you be good. It was like all these shakeups, like, okay, every time you try to hold on. And it was because Spirit was like, you're not meant to hold on so tight to things. You have so many experiences that you're about to have. You have so much within you, and it scares you, okay? Because you're just like, how? I'm already exhausted. No, you're exhausted by the past situations. You're exhausted by holding on to things that weren't for you. You're exhausted by trying to have this strong sense of control. Okay? And you think there are things right now that you are thinking it's not possible. There are things right now that you're thinking there's no way I could ever do this. Like, I'm out of time, or there's not enough time. Like, I keep hearing time. Like, there are things right now that you're just like, it's going to take a miracle. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to see the miracles. I'm hearing God, I'm hearing the universe saying, let me show you. Let me show you. Everything that was once, that's created, what you're watching this on, the place that you're in right now, was once a vision. Someone thought it was impossible. And yeah, I'm gonna do it. Some of you guys are like, yeah, I know, like, my eyes. But no, like, truly, okay? And I feel like I just heard, like, the power invested in me. It's like, how can you be praying? How can you be working with God, working with higher forces, angels, creative forces here, okay? Superpower forces. How can you be working with that and denying the miracle? How does that work? How does that work? How can you be working with that and not expecting a miracle, not expecting a solution? Does that make sense? You are working here with the Almighty, okay? Let's go ahead. Thank you, Spirit. Whether you want to say God or even the universe, however you're conflicted about it, but it's like there is not a doubt here that there is a miracle-like vibration, that you can't explain all these things. So how can you work with an unexplainable force, okay, or forces, and not expect, because you're already working with unknown energy, you know what I mean? Like, you're working with unknown energy. So you still, like, you're putting things up there. Something has to work out. Something has to eventually come and, like, work out, whether it's going to be an answer, whether it's going to be a redirection. And I'm hearing this is not the first time. Remember the last time. Remember the last time something worked out for you. Okay? Like, literally, you're working with magic. You have to expect a response. All right? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. I just heard misery loves company. Yeah, like, you guys definitely have been with people, and I feel like you have tried to, Spirit is showing me, like, hand warmers, okay? And I'm seeing, sorry if this is triggering, but I am seeing a vision of someone trying to, like, physically, like, cuddle someone or be there for someone, and they're kind of pushing them away. You have been around some really cold people, regardless of gender. I am getting King of Swords energy. If this is a woman, it was someone who was more in their masculine energy, okay? Very strategic, very much like you have to fit a certain description. This could even be in, you know, career, like, you know, energies that were purposely there, like, they have felt very insecure and unloved, so they wanted to make other people feel insecure. They were not trying to leave any space for growth. And it's like, I feel like that's what I'm seeing. You know what I'm seeing? The movie The Devil Wears Prada as well. It's like that really karmic, toxic type of, like, boss, type of, like, like, it's what you're taught, like, tough love, but it was never tough love. It was full projection. It was full projection. So this type of energy, and it could came from, you know, a father. Like, it comes from people who are never fully happy and satisfied, no matter how much they accomplish, no matter what they look like with themselves. Okay? So they just have to make other people feel like, okay, if I'm miserable, and even if I have accomplished certain things, or if I'm older, like, if I had the time, like, whatever it is, even if I have the resources, if I'm miserable, then you can't be. Like, I feel like you were this Knight of Wands, okay? It didn't mean you didn't have to learn. Didn't mean you didn't have to grow. But it's like, you could have, yeah, dealt with very controlling, judgmental people, okay, that never would have given you a break. Ace of Cups coming out in reverse. They never would have given you this break. Ever. Okay? And it's because, yeah, burdensome connections that did not match your vibration at all. You were in situations, friendships, you know, connections, environments that said misery loves company. And it didn't mean, like, you were like, okay, like, maybe even resonated with some of the things. You're like, okay, some of the things, like, So maybe, you know, it felt like it fooled you because some things made sense. Sometimes they talked and it kind of made sense. And you're like, yeah, like I should absolutely, you know, make boundaries and everything or be more strict about certain things. But then it would just kind of go left field or they just fully turn around in you. I just saw a moving truck, so someone could be moving soon. The name Anna is still coming up. Elizabeth has still been coming up. All right. But you could have been just like, recognizing that these energies were just like real in deep. They were real in deep. Okay. Rolling deep in the deep of the misery sauce. And you're like, oh, I don't think I'm the right company. Like they always did something that made you be like, oh, no, I don't resonate with all of this. No, no, no. Like you've gone complete different wing. All right. Like you have gone complete. So you just were like, and it's really interesting because again, I don't feel like I'm not saying that you've always known it all, but I feel like you used to feel guilty for choosing yourself and admitting like what you vibed with and what you didn't vibe with. Maybe some of these energies were in roles of authority. Maybe they're whatever, but it's like you just, that's why Spirit is saying this is about soul. Like vibes don't lie. Okay? Vibes do not lie. All right? And it's like you may not have always like had all the right things. Like I feel like these were people that could have been in positions that made you feel less than. Maybe you didn't have, you know, the greatest degree, or maybe you didn't, you know, you were younger because of what you call it. Nine of Wands is that Sagittarius energy. It's like, listen, yeah, like this is, I don't really want to live that life, you know? Like, I just actually want good vibes. I just want to be happy. And I do feel like you guys are at a point right now that there's way more of a surrender. There's less a resistance. Okay, there's way more of an openness here to the divine, to this unknown force here, this unexplainable force, but you still feel it. Like, you have learned so much about vibes. You have learned so much about trusting your vibe here, okay? About your energy here, about the importance of just your peace, okay, your happiness here, the people in your life. Like, I don't expect you to be a perfect person, but I do expect you, okay, to be able to grow, to be able to have a conversation here, to be able to apologize, to be able to admit when you're wrong, to be able to try, because I'm willing to try, because I've learned that about myself, because I appreciate here, okay? I can admit when I'm wrong. So Knight of Swords, I've been seeing a lot about print. The fashion industry could be significant. Some of you guys have been dressing kind of different or bolder. Okay, there's something like a shopping spree coming up here, all right? There is this energy of creation. Home interior design could be significant here, or actual arts. All right, masterpiece vibes. But I gotta tell you, like, some of you guys, I'm also hearing personal touch. You could be an entrepreneur. You could have a, you know, do a service here. Nails, I'm about to get my nails fixed, baby. Monday. Nails could be significant. But whatever this is, it's like, it's going to be so clear that your aura has shifted and elevated. Because if you already are doing this work, people are going to feel like it's changed or it's gotten better. Okay? Or you have gotten better. You also have people who truly want you to be happy. I feel like there's a lot of consideration coming in here, okay? Some of you guys, I'm hearing, expect more things for free. Not saying that, like, you should be looking for handouts, but receiving, like, gifts. Like, it's like there is a soulfulness. Some of you guys are the type of people that you do pray for people, or, you know, you're very psychically, like, this is, you know, chosen one energy. You're very psychically in tune. Like, if you feel called to reach out to someone and you're just like, hey, I was, whoa, literally my phone flipped when I said that confirmation. I was thinking of you. Yeah, Queen of Cups here. Very in tune. Are you okay? Or, you know, you're just that type of person. And I do believe, like, you will attract people like that as well. Yeah, Spirit is saying it's going to happen faster than you think. So there are some things here that's on, I'm hearing like a list or scripting that you're doing, or manifestation, that Spirit is saying it's going to happen faster than you think. It's going to, there's something here about the next blessing that comes in, the vibration, the way it comes in, that it's gonna, because I do feel a confusion here with Spirit. I do feel this, like, some of you guys are very afraid to label, or you don't even have to, but label your spirituality, label your faith, okay? But there's something about, it's going to be very personal. the next shift, the next blessing that comes in, that testimony, the way it comes in, the timing, the miracle around it here. Okay, it's gonna feel like a miracle. It's gonna catch you off guard, that it's gonna solidify. I don't even have the words for it, but it is really going to kind of be healing your relationship with your spirit guides, with God, with the other side here, okay? And maybe even shift your perspective a bit, but that's going to be a personal journey, all right? But I do know that is something that is healing right now. You've been around a lot of, I think a lot of your trust issues with the Seven of Swords is from the people that you have been around, okay? You've been in very disappointing situations. There may be some areas of your life, could be your love life right now, that you're really struggling with having faith. Like maybe, you know, you could have more faith in the success, or you could have more faith that certain things are going to work out. But when you're like, oh, that area of life, and I'm hearing like, it's going to work out. Let's see last messages here. Yeah, I do see a lot of wounds here about love and marriage. Could be family with that. I'm hearing the blessing that's coming in for you next is going to be better than you imagined. That's all I'm being guided to say here. It's going to be better than you imagined. It's going to be better than you imagine. It's going to prove to you that the divine is on your side. It's going to prove to you that everything was not in vain. It's going to prove to you that your prayers have been heard, that your prayers have been answered, okay? Literally, wow. The Empress coming out, this is powerful with the Hierophant, okay? Thank you. So the next blessing coming in your life is God's proof to you. And I'm being guided to say God here, whether you want to say the universe. And I don't really think that this divine force, okay, higher forces care too much, you know, because there's deep empathy and understanding for you. But the next blessing is going to be your angels, God's proof to you that you are not alone, okay? And I'm going to leave that there. It's your experience. Sending you so much love, my love, and yeah, okay?